Could a sudden, massive political shift literally rewrite the map in Karnataka? Well, today in this explainer, we're diving into a fascinating strategic analysis that asks exactly that. We're going to look strictly at the mechanics and the roadmap outlined in our source material to see how a new regional force could, theoretically, rise to power. Honestly, it's like a masterclass in political strategy and organization, completely regardless of where your personal political loyalties lie.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Tamil Nadu catalyst, then cover 4 lessons for Karnataka, look at the roadblocks to a revolution, and wrap up with the actual blueprint for change.
All right, diving right into Section 1, the Tamil Nadu catalyst.
The author actually kicks things off with this huge, bold statement. You see, for decades, voters in Tamil Nadu felt locked into a super predictable two-party cycle. But actor Vijay's new political entry? The source frames it as a total systemic shock. It's not just a celebrity vanity project. The author argues it's a literal warning siren to every old, established political party in India that the ground can shift under their feet incredibly fast.
So how exactly did this disruption happen? Well, it wasn't just celebrity sparkle. The source argues it was a perfect storm. First, they timed it right when youth frustration was absolutely peaking. Second, the branding was pure emotion, framed simply as hope versus the system. Third, and this is pretty wild, they took a massive, fiercely loyal cinema fan base and instantly transformed them into a dedicated grassroots army. Oh, and of course, they had absolute mastery over the modern digital battlefield. We're talking Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, the whole shebang.
Moving right along to Section 2, 4 lessons for Karnataka.
Lesson number 1 is honestly a bit of a reality check. Complaining is just not enough. We all hear everyday venting about the system being broken, right? Well, this analysis points out that everyday anger is basically useless unless you channel it into strict, ground-level organization. Frustration might light the match, sure, but organization is what actually wins the election.
Then we hit Lesson 2. A third force desperately needs unity. Look, Karnataka already has these incredibly passionate regional voices. You've got Karave, Canada Sene, various farmer movements, Project Kea, and local leaders like Upendra or Ravi Krishna Reddy. But here's the catch. They're completely fragmented. And the brutal truth here? Divided anger is never, ever going to take down highly organized incumbent giants.
Which naturally leads us to Lesson 3. And this is probably the biggest question of all. What is Karnataka's equivalent emotional message? Tamil Nadu politics unified around a strong Tamil identity for a long time. But in Karnataka, is the hook the Kannada language? Is it jobs for locals? Maybe Bangalore's traffic and infrastructure or farmer dignity? The source points out that right now there just isn't one single unifying narrative to rally behind. And without that emotional glue, an alternative is going to seriously struggle to get statewide traction.
Lesson 4 brilliantly calls out what the author terms viral illusions. Let's be real, 1 million views on a spicy meme doesn't magically equal 1 million votes at the ballot box. While controlling the algorithm is crucial, the actual ground reality demands booth committees, mobilized rural networks, polling agents, and solid funding. You literally cannot win the digital air war if you don't have boots on the ground for the traditional war.
Now let's get into Section 3, roadblocks to a revolution.
Before we talk solutions, the source throws some cold water on the idea with a few massive, practical roadblocks. Problem 1 and 2, leadership egos and zero statewide face. In a lot of these smaller factions, everybody secretly, or not so secretly, wants to be the chief minister. Add to that, Karnataka doesn't really have a single, universally recognized regional figure who can connect emotionally across every single district to unite the voters.
Problem 3 is all about geographical and political fragmentation. Karnataka is basically like 4 different political worlds in one state. Bangalore urban voters care about totally different things than folks in North Karnataka, or the coastal regions, or Old Mysore. Crafting one magical message that appeals to all those distinct realities at the exact same time? Yeah, that's a monumental task.
And finally, Problem 4, the formidable incumbents. We have to neutrally acknowledge the absolute sheer strength of national parties like Congress and the BJP. They have massive war chests, fiercely dedicated cadres, endless voter data, and decades, literally decades, of hardcore election experience. Taking them on requires years of grueling, meticulous planning. It is definitely not a passing trend.
So how do we get past all that? That brings us to Section 4, the blueprint for change.
The explainer wraps up with this highly actionable 4-step theoretical blueprint. Step 1. These fragmented regional groups absolutely must swallow their pride and form one united front under one symbol. Step 2. Combine emotional Kannada identity with hard, practical development goals. Think jobs and anti-corruption. Step 3. Build a massive youth digital army to completely control the narrative. And Step 4. Don't instantly shoot for the top. Build power slowly from the ground up. Start with local municipal elections, the BBMP, and rural panchayats. That is how a real ecosystem grows.
And the author leaves us with this incredible, dramatic reminder about political history. Systems always look completely unbeatable, permanent, and fixed, right up until the exact moment they suddenly collapse under the weight of a highly disciplined, new alternative.
So the ultimate provocative question we're leaving you with today is this. Can Karnataka's highly fragmented factions actually put their egos aside, unite under one single banner, and execute this blueprint to challenge the giants? It's a fascinating theoretical roadmap, but whether it actually survives the messy, day-to-day reality of ground politics, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.